Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this video, which is, first of all, it's in 30 frames per second, because my webcam fucking sucks, and I'm not gonna record this with my phone, because that's been broken quite a few times. So, this shit quality will have to do. But as you know, some gamers say, your eyes can't even see more than 30 frames per second anyway, so it's fine. Anyway. This video is going to be about Battle Angel Alita, which I saw at the only IMAX movie theater in Norway, which is in Oslo. Pardon me. And I'm a big fan of the first publication of manga, which the movie is based on, which is, well, Battle Angel Alita. And when I say the first part, I say that because there's three mangas. And the first one is from the 80s, and it's very good. It's probably one of my favorites ever, maybe. So when I heard that James Cameron was going to make a movie based on this property, I got very excited, and I wanted to see it, no matter what, in IMAX, and it was very much worth it. It was very pretty, yes. But I have a few problems with it, as a big fan of the original work. And I have a few problems with it in general as a movie. So let's start out with what I have a problem with it when it comes to a movie. The pacing is a little off. First of all, I mean, the pacing starts really well. You see him find Alita, and oh, right, before I go anywhere else, spoilers. This is gonna be a spoiler rant. So if you haven't seen the movie, maybe not watch this video, but I'll try to keep the spoilers down, okay? Yeah. So yeah, you see him find Alita, and he builds a new body for him, and they're like, oh, I built this body for my daughter, and her daughter, and my daughter's name was Alita, and now I'm calling you Alita. Isn't that quaint? Oh, I don't know how to let go of my little daughter, and I love you so. Well, you see, in the original work, he found her body, he made just a normal ass body for her, and he had this really ugly fucking guy as an assistant. And well, in this, it's a very pretty middle-aged black woman, which is fine. It's just a little off, which was one of the first things I noticed, was how played down the fucked upness is. And I mean that as in there's a lot of mutants, there's people missing arms and legs, and there's a lot of ugly people in the manga. In the movie, however, there's not a lot of ugly people, like at all, and the people that have been turned to cyborgs are mostly fine. They're not like fucked up veterans of war or survivors of an apocalypse. They're more like, hey, we live in the junk heap, and we're pretty, and we have everything we need, even chocolate. Whereas in the original work, stuff like chocolate would be very hard to get, and fresh fish, fresh fruits, etc., they would not have fresh fruit there, because they lived in the junk heap, in Junktown. That's the whole thing. Like, that whole place is made out of stuff that came from the city above. And, well, they're a little too well off, you know. And you can tell this is a rambling video because I'm going all over the place, but I hope I get my stuff across anyway. Yeah, the pacing. Starts, she's like, yeah, here's my daughter's body, and she's very cute, of course, she's really cute, and she's like, oh my god, I'm now your daughter, and she listens to him just like he's a dad, And then there's this boy, and the boy does the things, and she falls in love, and da 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 da. Like there's like a plot point, plot happens, plot point, plot point, plot point. There's not enough key elements. There's not enough characterization, if that makes sense. Like you don't get to know a lot of characters in this at all. You get to know 4 characters at most. That's because of the way the movie is handled when it's with its pacing. And I don't mind because, well, if they didn't do it that way, it would have to be like 3 hours long, and I might actually have preferred that, but my eyes would probably not have preferred that. So my biggest complaint in general, actually, let's just go down the list here in my head, like real good. First of all, there's Hugo, right? This was the biggest thing. When I saw what they did to Hugo, I was so annoyed because in the original work and in the original video animation they made based on the first work, Hugo is a normal ass boy. He's not this handsome fuckboy with a leather jacket and I'm a bad boy. I ride a motorcycle with 1 wheel and I'm so fucking cool. All I need is sunglasses. And guess what? When I take off my shirt, I'm fucking hot. Yeah. Like, no. The whole point of Hugo in the original story is that he's just a normal boy with big dreams like many other boys. And he works hard to achieve his dream. And that gets shut... that gets shut down. And Alita falls in love with Hugo in the original work because he's human. And he's just a boy. He's not that pretty or anything. It's just she falls in love with him because he's human. He's very human. And he has these dreams that he won't give up on. And that's what she admires about him. Not this fucking... In the movie, he's like, oh, I'm so hot. Like, you can see this moment where Alita is like, oh, I love him now. And that's when he is half naked. And he's like ripped and like, I'm a bad boy. And his hair is all slick. And it didn't feel right to me. Because... yeah, it just felt like she fell in love with him based on how hot he was, if that makes any sense. And because it was the first boy to ever talk to her. Which is kinda to the original, the whole first boy to talk to her kind of deal. But still, I hated this part. I hated it. I fucking hated it. Like, why did they make Hugo such a fuckboy? Oh, it's so annoying. Like, I don't mind fuckboys in movies. They're fine. Like, fine. But the message got so diluted with all the... yeah, I didn't like it. To keep it short. They did, however, keep some very good things. And that was the whole... Alita is 300 years old. She's from Mars. And she's the enemy of the human race. And all that. That was... very well put in the movie. They integrated it very well. And the way she finds her body, I like that a lot more than what it was in the original work. They made that work really well. They made the different antagonists very cool as well. Among the others, the last bad guy, the doctor up in the Sky City, they did a really good job representing him. But I'm kind of unsure what they're gonna do from here. Because they are... it's a very long manga, right? And they're kind of making it seem like a 2 or 3 movie kind of deal. Which is not a bad thing in particular, but I hope that they will make one more movie, at least. Another thing I never understood is the sport of motorball in the world of Alita, and that's never explained in the manga either. What is the goal of motorball? How do you win motorball? I don't know. It's never explained. Like, there's a ball, and there's presumably a goal, and you race and you kill the other racers, but you have to keep the ball. And where does the ball go? Do you win when everyone else is dead? I don't know. Do you win when you shoot the ball into a goal, or I don't know. Like, they show this training montage and they make it seem like you're supposed to put this ball inside a goal-like thing, like in basketball. But they don't show that in the race later in the movie. So that was like... So that's not the movie's fault, but it's kind of annoying not knowing what this fictional sport is about, because it's such a big part of the movie, a big part of the story. Let's see, what else? The animation is fucking incredible. If you're gonna see this movie, do be sure to see it in 3D or IMAX, because it's made for that. I'm like, oh, I don't like it because my eyes hurt from it. But you will for real do yourself a disservice, because this movie is made for 3D. It's filmed with 3D cameras. The motion capture is made for the 3D version of the movie. And as I said earlier, they just did such an amazing job making Alita look amazing. She's so goddamn cute in the movie. Like, holy shit, she's so cute. Like, I want to marry you. Yeah, there's also a few scenes that are very obviously not motion captured. That are all CG, and those stick out a little bit. Like, you notice when they're all CG and not acted or motion captured, but it doesn't really put me all that off, but it puts me off enough for it to be noticeable. Well, as a huge fan of the original work, I was just happy to see Alita being voiced and moved by such a good actor. She was so cute. She did an amazing job bringing her to life. A better job than the what's it called, the original video animation did, because that was it's old, to say it that way. I just hope they will include a few different things from the original work that they changed majorly in the first movie. So if there's going to be more movies, please keep in mind some of the key characters and some of the key what's it called, some of the key stuff, like the whole humanity thing. Like, you're supposed to feel like Alita is a human, right? Even though she's a full cyborg, she's from Mars, she's not even like a human, she's an alien, but you're supposed to feel like she's a human. And that's why Hugo says you're the most human person I've ever known. Like, that scene was okay. I liked that scene, even if it was fuckboy Hugo. And that's something I hope they stick with, because it was just this one scene, and it was kind of not enough for me personally to feel like, oh, the cyborgs are humans too. Mostly because, as I said, there's not enough ugly people. There's not enough fucked up stuff. It's too PG in a way, and they got in one swear word because, PG-13. And I really wish it was at least mature, not maybe not R-rated, but at least a little bit higher, so that they could get some more blood and guts and more violence. Even though it's pretty violent when you think about it, they kill a lot of people, and they do kill a lot of cyborgs. But yeah, I do hope they will include some of the stuff I talked about. I do hope they don't spend as long as they did to make the first movie, if they're gonna make more movies, because that time gap is gonna be huge for casual fans, and they're not gonna remember anything. So if they need another 7 years, I think it was, or 17 maybe even. It was a lot of years anyway. And if they need that many years on the second movie, I do hope they at least have some kind of recap at the start. And I really do hope we don't have to wait that long, because I'm hyped to see more in IMAX or maybe even 4D if they do that. And if you don't know, 4D is something I can explain later, or just Google it. And it was an amazing experience, but overall I would rate it like, I don't know, a strong 7 out of 10, because as good as it was, and as good of an adaptation it was, I feel like they missed a lot of key small components, like making people feel like human, making them more ugly, sensing that this whole world was a problem place, because the junkyard in the movie feels like some kind of futuristic paradise compared to what it is in the manga. But if you just want eye candy and really fucking cool battles, like the battles were like, oh my god, mind blown. Like, I love the battles. I love all of the action. The action was, yes, more like that, like more action. And I might sound like a stupid action head, but like, they could have cut all the unnecessary padding, because they didn't go far enough with the human slash cyborg thing anyway, so they might as well just put more action into it. And then I would at least maybe be a 9 out of 10, but 8 maybe. But yeah, final verdict, 7 out of 10. Strong 7 out of 10. Watch it in 3D, watch it in IMAX if you can. If you can, still do that. If not, buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out, and watch it as high of a fidelity as you can, as much HD as you can. If you can, watch it in 4K. Just, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so well made. But yeah, I have some problems with it, which I just said. So that's gonna be it, and thanks for watching, and until next time, when I will talk shit about a game, perhaps. Yes. Toodaloo, farewell, and goodbye.